Right, so great one on some parts of the roads, while we have records of impediments also in different parts. Now, the last one that came in was at around Lekki Acha axis, and that's an accident involving a containerized truck and a car around Royal Plaza around Bukit axis. This involved casualties, but they've been taken to the hospital. While we have the men of Nigeria Police Force also have been contacted for proper documentation and evacuation.
All right. That's within the Lekki Ajax's accident earlier on, right?
Yes.
Well, that has been cleared off.
Yes.
All right. So the good news is that the Third Mainland Bridge is open for everyone. No more restrictions. You heard the commissioner speak yesterday during the time it was open, by around at 1 p.m. And everybody has been commenting. It's a very, very smooth drive all the way. Yeah. So, but I also got a report this morning that we had. Was it somebody like he had a corpse just around the Unilag waterfront area? I hope the SEMO can help us get there to see if that person is truly dead, and then they can pick up that corpse from there. All right, Dele, you've not driven through the bridge?
Oh, but I did. I told you when I did.
When it was still one-way drive?
Yes.
But now everybody is going that different lane. So you go there, share the experience with us. Let's know what's going on there.
Testimonies are coming in already from people that have driven on the road.
They're already sharing their testimonies already, right?
Yes, testimonies are coming
in. Good. All right, so that's a piece of architecture. I mean, a masterpiece work from the federal government. I'm sure that more and more things will come in terms of other projects as well. Ikorodu Road this morning, Daya, what's it looking like quickly?
Ikorodu Road is actually good to go, but then inward Ikorodu, we have that's around Mount 12 axis. There was an impediment, but it's not been taken off yet. And that happened around the earlier hour of 4:45 a.m. But then men of the towing truck have been contacted. It's a containerized truck carrying salt that actually fell on the road, occupying the main carriageway.
Actually, this is inward
Mount 12.
That's right.
Demery underneath the bridge, inward Mount 12.
That's very correct. Because that report has been on since the early hours when Deborah and Sadiq were on the shift at that time. So we have that one. That one is still very much there. All right.
Transloading has to be done. Then another one around Okildo axis, that's around Obade in Wadabulegba. It's a commercial bus with a kickstart problem. That is also being looked into. Okay,
so we'll also reflect on that as well. And I also have this flash one coming in at Ejigbo end. I hear it's a breakdown, just NNPC filling station inwards Jakonde Gate. It's a breakdown of a container laden truck. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that one as well. But quickly, Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, any news from there too?
Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, no, I didn't get a report from that, but I believe it's good.
Okay, all right then. We'll be keeping our eyes on all those locations to find out what's going on. And of course, we say big ups to our traffic managers from the control room.
Okay, so Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, looking at the live camera, it is a good one.
That's coming from
Ilizik?
The Ilizik inward national axis is very slow moving.
Okay, from what you can see on the live camera.
Yes.
Quite busy.
But the return journey is quite good.
Okay, but those coming in from Ikeja along heading towards Ilizik, what does it look like?
It's very heavy.
It's busy too?
Yes.
Extremely heavy.
That's quite unusual. There.
It must be from the national axis.
Okay.
Yes, because of the narrow path.
Okay, no, that is from Ilizik inwards national. I'm talking about the return journey.
The return journey, I mentioned it is good.
It's good. That's Ikeja along inwards Ilizik.
Yes, it is good.
All right. We'll be getting more feeds. We'll be giving you more updates as they come in from time to time, and then we'll be serving that to you hot and fresh as well. All right, so on the program today is going to be a double dose. First off, we'll be talking about Parkinson's disease. You know about the disease, right?
No.
Parkinson's? Yeah, Dele, I'm sure you must have heard about that. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. There's a foundation in Nigeria that is championing the cause of Parkinson's, just to try and see how we enlighten people. So we'll be with them very, very shortly after the newspaper headlines. And during the second part of the program, We'll be linking up with the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. There are lots and lots of things that are happening. The ministry is really coming up with lots of strategies to get, our people engaged, especially our youth. So we'll be finding out from them what they have in stock for us this morning.
Okay, and what's coming up in the news? Any ideas for us to just get a glimpse of what's happening with our electricity?
The hike is
Yeah, for band A now. We have to put that in proper perspective. Yes, band A. But people are asking the question, who belongs to band A? Who belongs to band B?
We don't know.
And I even hear, I'm hearing some, there are reports there that some discos are now switching people from band B to band A, all in a bid to get more money.
So that's going to be like automatic switch. You have no idea until you pay. You try to subscribe and then.
Band A is actually for, I think, 24-hour supply.
20 to 24 hours
supply.
Right. So, but we'll try and now reflect on that one of these days so that we can have a clearer understanding of how all of this pans out. But the controversy is still very much out there. Some are saying, why bill us, or why this tariff hike when electricity supply is at its lowest in Nigeria at this time? What's going on? All right, lots of questions to ask, but we'll do that one of these days if we bring in the experts that can break this down for us.
All right, so all of that and more conversation coming up shortly on Your Side Mirror. Please stick with us, do not go anywhere.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You're welcome to Your Side Mirror this beautiful Friday. Today is the 5th of April, and the second quarter of the year is really, really moving on. It's moving on in great strides as well. You're welcome. Victor Oteri is my name. Daily will be taking us through the newspaper headlines right now, and I'll be back to connect with you shortly.
On newspaper headlines this morning, we'll be taking a look at the Punch newspaper, also Vanguard, Nation, and Alausa Alert. Beginning with the Punch newspaper, 12 states plan power projects. Anger spreads over tariff hike. Lagos, Kano, and 10 other states have concluded plans to start generating power in their respective states in conformity with the Electricity Act 2023. The paper gathered on Thursday that some of these states had established their electricity market laws and were waiting for the approval of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to have independent regulatory bodies different from the NERC owned by the federal government. 141 terror cases, 214 kidnappings recorded in 8 weeks. IG. The Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, on Thursday said 141 terror cases, 214 kidnappings, and 537 homicide cases were reported to the police in the 8 weeks. Egbetokun added that 3,685 suspects were apprehended for their participation in various crimes, while 401 kidnapped victims were rescued. Military widows canvass support for families of 17 slain soldiers. Others. South-South Zonal Branch of Military Widows Association of Nigeria has called for total support, including psychological and social, for the widows of fallen soldiers with a view to show them love, even when their loved ones have gone. The association also joined Nigerians and the international community in condemning the brutal killing of 17 soldiers who were deployed for security and peace-building duties in a Okoma community in Delta State. We're also taking a look at the Punch newspaper. Cop on escort duty dies in Kaduna-Abuja train. A police escort attached to the Abuja-Kaduna train route reportedly died aboard the train while conveying passengers from Kano to Abuja on Thursday. A source privy to the incident disclosed that the officer allegedly complained about chest pain before succumbing. The source revealed that before a passenger identified as a doctor could attend to him to manage the situation, the police officer had already passed away. Osimhen, Napoli risk fine, points deduction. Syria champions Napoli risk being fined or docked points if found guilty of false accounting in the deal to sign Nigerian striker Victor Oteri for Lille in 2020. Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis was questioned on Wednesday as part of an investigation into the transfer for the 25-year-old. Moving on to the Vanguard, tariff hike, discos returning consumers to Band A following discrepancy. As the backdrop of a huge discrepancy between the number of feeders covered as Band A customers by electricity distribution companies DISCOs and what was approved by the Nigerian Electricity Regulation Commission NERC, the DISCOs are now making moves to return some of the consumers to Band A to charge the new tariff. The paper learned that the DISCOs had recorded 1,100 feeder coverage areas for Band A, but NERC said the actual coverage area for the new tariff is only 480. Okoma killings, Army recovers stolen weapons. The Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Nigerian Army, Major General Nosagare Ugo, said yesterday that the Army has recovered some of the arms and ammunition snatched from soldiers killed on March 14 at Okwama community in Uweli South local government area of Delta State. This came as Olota community in the state raised the alarm that a resident, Joseph Willie, who the soldiers that raided the community for pilfered arms and ammunition and killers of their colleagues, tortured, slumped, and died after the military brutality on them. UK increases minimum wage of immigrants by 48%. The United Kingdom government has increased the general salary threshold for those arriving in the UK on a skilled worker visa from £26,200 to £38,700. According to the Home Secretary, James Cleverly, the minimum wage increased by 48% to cut migration and put British workers first in force. And from the Nation newspaper, Rawani, others meal tax concession to promote maritime investments. To boost investment in the country's maritime sector, Managing Director, CEO of Financial Derivatives Company Limited, Bismarck Rawani, has urged the federal government to implement tax holidays. He made the call yesterday at the second maritime breakfast meeting organized by the Nigerian Maritime Law Association with the theme, The Interplay of the Maritime Industry and the Macro Economy in Nigeria, the Way Forward. I'll take the last one from Alausa Alert. Loma Academy reaches over 4,258 pupils. The educational arm of the Lagos Waste Management Authority, Loma Academy, has sensitized over 4,258 pupils of various public schools in the state as part of its school advocacy program. This was disclosed by Loma's Managing Director and CEO, Dr. Muyiwa Gbadigeshi, following the visitation of the school advocacy team to schools at Etiosa. That's it. You can pick up a copy of any of the dailies. Go online to read more. Also, interact with us via our social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961, and follow me across social media at Daily Agadumo.
City that never sleeps and traffic that never slumbers. We at Lagos Traffic Radio are always on time with traffic updates as you navigate through the smart city of Lagos. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Any motor where you dey drive, you need confirm protection, no, for your engine, no. Take care, make a mobile, make it mobile, oh, make it mobile, yeah. Anywhere you dey, your motor just have to be number one, yo. Make it mobile, oh, make it mobile, yeah. You carry the go, make everybody join me, say, make it mobile, make it mobile.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with Knorr sizzling cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
Hey there! Ready to break free from the old ways of doing business? Especially when it comes to paying for things internationally. Get ready to elevate your game with the Virtual Business Debit Card. No more headaches from conversion fees and spending limits. Virto gives you the freedom to transact globally, all from the palm of your hands. Imagine effortlessly paying suppliers worldwide on time, every time with just a tap on your phone. And the best part? With Virto, you can pay in multiple currencies, including USD, pounds, and euro without ever leaving your desk. Ready to take your business to new heights? Download the Virto Pay app now. Don't miss out. Empower your business today with Virto. Download the Virto Pay app now. T's and C's apply.
Think of great music. Think of transportation experts discussing issues. Think of government policies well spelled out. Think of traffic reports on your frequency every 10 minutes. Think no more. You have a sure bet here for these and more. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.
Don't you think it is better to get the updates fast and undiluted from a trusted and reliable source than to hear it from just any other station? Get the authentic traffic report from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're back from the news and it's time to continue this dialogue with you. Those of you on the roads right now having it slow in some locations, especially if you're making that journey inwards Ikorodu, it's a slow one, as we can see even from our live cameras in the studios. What is responsible? Just by demoing there, you have a fallen articulated vehicle. It's been there for over 3 hours or so. And so they're diverting traffic through the service lane just by the pedestrian bridge there inwards mile 12. So if you're coming in from Ojota heading towards K2, you have it slow as a result of that impediment. Beyond that point, from mile 12 down to Ikorodu, it's a much better drive as we speak right now. Let me see if we can just serve you one more. We did tell you, even from our live cameras, Ilezik inwards National is also slow. High influx plus narrowed lanes by National might be responsible for that one, but no major worries driving through that corridor as well. And we're still tracking that impediment of an articulated vehicle that's by NNPC filling station inwards Jakonde within the Ejigbo corridor is also receiving attention even as we speak right now. Okay, so I did tell you it's going to be a double dose of information this morning on the program. Let's quickly just jump into it right away. First off, we want to talk about something which is growing in terms of being healthy physically and having mental well-being. We're talking Parkinson's disease, causes, symptoms, and treatment. And my guests are here. Let me bring them straight away to the microphone. John Akinola is Senior Programs Manager for Adeomi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation. John, how are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you welcome to Traffic Radio?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, then joining him as well, I have Tolu Lokpe Oyenuga. She is also Programs Manager for Adeomi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation. Tolu Lokpe, how are you doing?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
All right, so I have Programs Manager and Senior Programs Manager. Is that it?
Yes.
It is, right? All right, so how both of you, how was your drive to the studio this morning? Let me start with you, John. How was it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. The road quite free. Only that I noticed that fuel is a bit scarce.
Okay, so some people are queuing up already.
Yes.
I hope it's not panic buying anyway.
I hope so too.
Okay. All right, so for laymen like us, the most convenient place to situate our conversation right now would be, first of all, to identify what kind of a disease is Parkinson's. So let's start with you, John. What is Parkinson's disease?
All right, thank you very much. Parkinson's disease is a neurological disease that affects the brain. It's a disease that is that shows symptoms that has tremors, stiffness, rigidity. Sometimes when you see people shaking, we call it rest tremors.
Okay.
So you can say that person has symptoms of Parkinson's.
So basically, it's a disease of the brain.
Yes, it's a disease of the brain.
And Tolu Lokpe, is it very common in Nigeria?
Okay, so the thing is, statistically, we do not have a huge number to show, but from what we've experienced, we can see that there's so many people who have Parkinson's that we may not have reached yet. So it seems like it's a growing, yes.
It's a growing trend.
Yes.
All right. So is it age specific, John?
Well, the highest population falls within the older group.
Right.
However, we have young onset Parkinson's.
You've seen people that are young that come down with Parkinson's?
Yes.
Like what age?
30, 40.
You mean it?
Yes.
So younger people like that have this kind of ailment?
Yes.
All right. So the big question is, what causes Parkinson's, Tolu?
Okay, so there is no known cure yet, and no known cause of Parkinson's yet. The researchers and scientists have been doing a lot of research to identify what the cause is. However, some research have seen that there might be some genetic indications in the cause of Parkinson's. In some countries, it's in their water. In some parts of the world, it's in a chemical. There's a result that says they found something in cleaning agents that might be the cause of Parkinson's. So they're still building up the data and research, but
So
for
no
now,
absolute
there's
cause
no known
yet.
cause. Yes.
Wow. So it's almost like cancer, so to say, because even as we speak right now, most doctors can't really tell you this is what causes cancer. They just say these are predisposing factors, right?
Exactly.
So is it the same way with Parkinson's?
Yes, that's how it is.
So what could predispose me or anyone to having Parkinson's, John?
So Parkinson's comes in different forms. The way Mr. A has Parkinson's is not the same way Mr. B will have Parkinson's. Yes. Some people will have the rest tremors, slowness in movement, rigid face. Some have depression, constipation, while some will just have stool posture, rigidity, and you won't see it. You won't see the rest tremor evidence in.
Okay, let me just hazard a guess. Okay, so people put a lot of things on their brain. Could I be responsible? Those who memorize things a lot. Because people like me now, I put a lot of things in my brain.
So the truth is, we've seen different kinds of people. So at the foundation, we have something we call the Wall of Fame. And on that wall, you see different people. We have a boxer who is Muhammad Ali. We have an actor who has Parkinson's. We have researchers. We have scientists. We have doctors. So we really cannot say whether it's as a result of too much of exercise or too much of reading. What we know is that it is a neurodegenerative disease. So it's a disease that starts from the brain. That is, yes, but we don't know what the cause is.
What the cause is. All right, so are there signs, are there symptoms that would show that this person is likely coming down with Parkinson's, John?
Yes, there are symptoms, like I said, we have the motor symptoms and the non-motor symptoms. And part of the motor symptoms is slowness in movement, shuffling of gait, that's shuffling of the footstep, stoop posture. Someone comes up with this face that is not showing any emotion. The face is just straight. If you do a laughable sign, the person is just rigid.
Okay.
Understand? And we have the non-motor symptoms, the constipation, depression, difficulty in swallowing, and so many things. Yeah. Mood swings.
Okay, mood swings too there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so it means there are a lot of things. Once this kind of thing happens, degeneration might just be the word, because you might not be able to do anything. Is that not correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so yes. So like we said, it's a neurodegenerative disease, and when it starts, so it may start with maybe like 1 or 2 symptoms or 3, and as the disease begins to progress, you start to see the other symptoms. But what you can do, and this is where we come in, is to slow down the progression of the disease. So you may not be able to do anything to cure the disease, but you can do a whole lot to manage and slow down the progression. So it's not curable? No, there's no known cure yet as well.
Right.
When we find the cause, we will be able to find it.
Okay, I'm just wondering, and I'm just curious. It's called Parkinson's, so it looks like it's a foreign disease, right?
That's what people say.
Can't we have had it at Ajala disease or
well, the person that discovered it, it's called Parkinson's.
Parkinson's, okay.
Yes,
so
in the 18th century.
And we've not been able to localize it to our environment, to call it our own name.
Oh well, we know that in Yoruba they call it Parkinson. And we are also, interested in finding the indigenous name for Parkinson's in this part of the world.
Okay, so that is food for thought for those who are researchers out there, especially our indigenous language researchers. We can also think of ways of bringing out some indigenous names for some of these health conditions. But someone who has Parkinson's, can he grow old? I mean, how many years? Can he still stay long? Can you live long?
Yes, the person with Parkinson's can live long. Let me just take a typical example of somebody that we may all know,
Michael J.
Fox. Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's and discovered he had Parkinson's at age 20 plus, and he's still alive. He's over 60.
And still went on to act.
Yes, and so you can live your best possible life with Parkinson's. The major thing is for you to get diagnosed, and it's only a neurologist that can diagnose you of Parkinson. We, doctors, even the GOP, cannot necessarily, diagnose you. But when you go to a neurologist, they can diagnose you of Parkinson. And once you are diagnosed, you can slow down the progression, through the medication and the exercises and all the therapeutic intervention that is being provided.
All right. Both of you are from the Adeomi Desalu Parkinson Foundation.
Desalu Parkinson, yes.
So talk to me. Let's talk about the foundation. When was it set up? What's the idea behind it?
Okay, so the Adeomi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation was founded in April 2022, on the 19th of April. And it's a legacy foundation founded after Dr. Adeomi Desalu Parkinson, and Dr. Adeomi Desalu. He had Parkinson's and he lived well over a decade while managing the disease.
Wow.
The family had access to care, support, and all the things that he needed to manage the disease. And after he passed, they realized that a lot of people in Nigeria who may have Parkinson's or have already been diagnosed do not even have access to any of the care facilities and care treatments that they were, fortunate to get.
Right.
And that's why they founded the Adeomi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation, we provide care and support to people living with Parkinson's through quite a number of programs.
All right. So was he a medical doctor?
He was an engineer.
Okay, he was an engineer. All right. So now we have this foundation. It's been on. This is going to 2 years, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So how many people do you have in the facility right now, John?
So we have people coming. It's not a residential facility.
Okay.
But it's a rehabilitative facility. Yes.
So people come in and they go.
And they go. Yes.
Right.
So we have about 50 plus that we are currently attending to, and we have made a lot of referrals to the tertiary medical institutions and in Lagos State, and a lot of people are reaching out to us from all over Nigeria. But we are just situated in Lagos. And we provide, a lot of programs for people living with Parkinson's and their caregivers, because it's not just them alone that are going through this journey. The caregiver also provides support along the way.
All right. So where is Adeomi Desalu Parkinson Foundation? Where is it located?
We are located at number 3, Obokore Crescent, Alaka Estate, Surulere. Alaka Estate is just by the National Stadium in Surulere. Yes.
Okay, so that's where the office is located. So people can come in there. Yes. What time of the week are you always on ground?
Okay, so for now, we're open on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We allow walk-in. In fact, as a matter of fact, we encourage walk-in. If you see anyone who has symptoms, if you think you have symptoms, you can walk in, make inquiries, ask questions. Part of what we do is to facilitate diagnosis. So we will be able to refer you to a neurologist who can diagnose whether you have Parkinson's or not.
All right. So, and for emphasis, what are those signs and symptoms again? So that those who are listening to us right now, we know, okay, well, from what those people said in the studios, maybe I might have signs that look like that. Let me just go for a kind of dialogue with this foundation. So, John, what are the symptoms again?
Okay, we have rest tremors. If your hand is shaking, any part of your body is shaking, that's a visible symptom. We have slowness in movement. We have muscle stiffness. We have feeling you're not balanced, feeling like you're not balanced, as if you want to fall, having this feeling of wanting to fall. Difficulty in making facial expressions.
Okay.
And that's slow speech. Difficulty in swallowing. Those are the motor symptoms. And the non-motor symptoms: depression, sleeplessness, constipation, and
loss of smell.
Loss of smell.
Loss of smell.
Yeah,
yes.
loss of smell.
Wow. So these symptoms are you have so many of them, really.
So that's so that's the thing. When you do a checklist of whether you have Parkinson's, there are usually things that some people may have noticed. People have constipation, people have loss of smell. However, you have to be diagnosed by a neurologist. That's why they're.
So you
can't just assume. Yes.
Okay. All right. And you said it can also happen to young people, right?
Absolutely.
But we've not seen people like 20 years old coming down with Parkinson?
We have heard of an 18-year-old in Nigeria, yes.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. So that means one has to be very, very vigilant. You must observe yourself very well too.
Yes.
To be very sure this is it or this is not. But the good news is that with care and support, you can live as many years as possible.
Yes. She can live a good quality of life.
From what you're saying, I know you've been in that center for almost 2 years now, to look where, all right?
Yes.
So who comes down more with Parkinson's in Nigeria, men or women?
Okay, based on our data, we have more men. But I will always just go back to the fact that there is a lack of awareness in Nigeria with Parkinson's. So the more awareness we create, the more people know about the disease, and that would also help to, balance our data. From what we've seen that a lot of men have Parkinson's more than the women.
Okay. All right. So as we round this off right now, John, what's the message, and how can people connect with the Adewumi Desalu Foundation, Parkinson Foundation?
All right. First and foremost is for you to look at yourself. If you have any of the symptoms, both motor or non-motor, you can reach out to us on www.Desalu Parkinson's Foundation, www.desaluparkinsonsfoundation.org, or reach out to us in any of our social media handle at adpf.org, either Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and you can stroll into our center if you are suspecting, if you feel somebody close to you or somebody or yourself you have any of the symptoms, and you can make the proper referral. The basic thing is you keep your body moving.
Right.
Keep your body moving. Don't stay too long stiff on a particular place.
Right.
We have programs that we do that helps the movement of the body, just like boxing, gym. We have walking football. We have more for PD, more for Parkinson's disease. We have a lot of programs that help people with Parkinson's and cope with the disease.
Okay. And Tolu, your patent thought this morning, what's the message for people?
Okay, so my message today is to facilitate early diagnosis. We need to be able to detect Parkinson's early enough. And so if you've learned anything from this show, from this interview, please pass the message on. Tell somebody to tell somebody about Parkinson's. You may be able to reach places that we may not be able to reach. So please, keep spreading the message of Parkinson's. Let people know about the disease. It's not to spread it in fear, but so that people can quickly find the help that they need.
All right, we'll leave it at that for now. Tolu Lokwe and John, both of you, you're from the Adewumi Desalu Parkinson Foundation. I say a very big thank you to both of you for making it through to the studios this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
All right. Okay, so that's the first leg of this conversation. We'll be coming in very, very shortly with the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development as we reflect on developmental issues in Lagos as it relates to youths and things that are happening around us. A brief break. We'll be back for the birthdays.
Street lights. Without the roads, there won't be the need for traffic lights. Without the roads, there won't be any need for the last mile officials. Without you, there won't be the roads. Without you, there won't be us. Therefore, observe the rules of driving. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
My guy, where we dey go now? Our guys dey wait o. Bros, my body no gree cooperate today o. Which kind yawa be that? Abeg come sit down, Joe. Sit down? Yes. The thing no gree me now. Abi that your pile wahala don come again?
Oh, pile wahala no be small thing o. Na so e go dey start you. If it swell up or to dey comot blood sef, to sit down sef, na gbege. That's why I say make you tackle pile problem with Anudol suppositories. Anudol suppositories get bismuth of gallet, balsam peru, and zinc oxide to tackle pile. So you go fit dey kampe to do your work sharp.
Oh yeah, my guys. Make we go. Mother do good. One bottle for my guys.
Anudol suppositories. Now your relief for pile. Anudol suppositories. Now daily need industries they make up. Make una read the product leaflet too. If after 2 days you no better, go see your doctor.
Any motor where you dey drive, you need confirm protection no for your engine no. Take care, make a mobile, make it mobile. Make it mobile.
Your home for timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, and objective traffic reports. That's why we are your T Radio on 96.1 FM. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward. In a city that never sleeps and traffic that never slumbers. We at Lagos Traffic Radio are always on time with traffic updates as you navigate through the smart city of Lagos. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward. Don't you think it is better to get the updates fast and undiluted from a trusted and reliable source than to hear it from just any other station? Get the authentic traffic reports from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Quickly, before we switch gears, let's celebrate you. If you know anyone who is born today, which is the 5th of April, let's celebrate you right now. And that includes Dr. Oreoluwa Badeyomi, who is clocking 73 on this wonderful day. A big shout out to you as he turned 73. We wish you the very, very best. Mr. Bolu Akinyemi, okay, Bolu Akinyemi is clocking 73 as well. Wow. 73. Okay. We wish you the very best too. Happy birthday to you. Mrs. Saudat Ayoka, I know, clocking 73 as well. What's that? What's going on with the number 73? All right, then happy birthday to you too. Indidi Osugo is CEO Evidence Collections. Happy birthday to you. We wish you well. Smith Promise Adamu is celebrating today as well. Adetoye Abimbola Eniola. Today's your day. You are Senior Executive Officer with the accounts of Lasdri, Lagos State Drivers Institute. Happy birthday to you. Gafar Fuad Afolabi is a Traffic Officer, Lasdri. Big shout out to you too. Adeniyi Adewale Afiz. Today's your day too. Admin and Human Resource Officer with Lasdri as well. Anoze Chinomso is celebrating. Happy birthday to you. Alhaji, that's Alhaja Jemilat Oyinda Mola Dabiri is celebrating today. Happy birthday to you. Sumisola Adeyemo is clocking 12. A big shout out to you. David Ogechuku, aka Elder O, is a comedian and content creator. Happy birthday to you. Olutade Faleye Oluwatosi Simon is celebrating. I understand you're a print journalist with the Press Nigeria. A big shout out to you. Victoria Adeolu is wife to actor Funsho Adeolu. Today's her birthday too. We wish you well. Sambo Olamide Abubakar is celebrating. Taufik Wale Ishola. Today's your day too. We wish you well. Master George Bemileke Deolu is celebrating. We wish you well. Dr. Idu Akinroye is our senior prefect. I understand you're for MMGS, Old Students Association, celebrating. Is that 72 now or 82 today? All right, then we wish you the very best. Adedeji is also celebrating. Adedeji Oshikoya, happy birthday to you. Engineer Adaramola Olushola is celebrating today as well. Federal University of Oye-Ekiti. Today is your day. Engineer Moradesa Oluwaseyi is also at the Federal University of Oye-Ekiti as well. Today is your day too. Sunday is also celebrating. We wish you the very, very best. Oyenachi, aka Sonny. All right, today you're celebrating. All right, so to all of you marking your birthday on this wonderful day, we're wishing you well. We're praying for you, and we say congratulations.
party all night.
All right, then. So we send a big shout out to the receptionist specialist at DMO, Debt Management Office. We're talking about Adeshola Adejumo, senior clerical officer with that particular agency, and the entire members and staff of that agency. They are saying a big birthday shout out to you.
This is my message to you. We show your dreams come true. And you shall never stumble.
Timeliness begins with the letter T. We strive to maintain timeliness in disseminating information to our listeners, and that is why we are reliable. Being the most reliable radio station, providing traffic information in Africa is our vision. Maintaining the A status, which is accurate. Accuracy in serving you real-time traffic situation reports live from the roads in details. We are dynamic in every way. With the use of modern technology and well-motivated workforce, we keep you up to date with information on all modes of transportation, and that has been our objective. Being the first authentic traffic radio station in Africa, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
From point to point on the road, rails, and waterways, we bring you up to speed with the latest traffic news, views, and comments from transportation experts. Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, traffic news round the clock.
Whether you're at home, at work, or in your car, Lagos Traffic Radio keeps you informed with the latest traffic news as it breaks. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward. Without the roads, there won't be vehicles. Without the roads, there won't be the streetlights. Without the roads, there won't be the need for traffic lights. Without the roads, there won't be any need for the last mile officials. Without you, there won't be the roads. Without you, there won't be us. Therefore, observe the rules of driving. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
In a city that never sleeps and traffic that never slumbers, we at Lagos Traffic Radio are always on time with traffic updates as you navigate through the smart city of Lagos. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Have you Ever been stuck in traffic for 3 hours? Would you like to navigate through the rush hour with ease? Let us get you to your destination with the latest traffic update, well spiced up with some great music. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Traffic news round the clock.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're back on the block, and of course, we're very much ready. I did tell you that the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development already in the building. The Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development will be talking shortly about developments as relates to that particular ministry. But taking you through the airport road, we can tell you movement from NNPC inwards Kano is still busy, and that's occasioned by high influx and some failed portions of the road by Lukman at Toba Joan, and the exit point by Swimming Pool Junction, seriously affecting movement of traffic within that particular corridor. But beyond that point, it gets much better. Same within the Ejigbo corridor, we're still tracking that broken down articulated vehicle by NNPC filling station. Inwards Jakonde, I understand it's still very much there. Now, from our live cameras in the studios as well, those of you heading towards Ojota, heading towards the interchange from K2, I understand it's a slow one too. What's going on? Traffic managers there, you can keep me posted. What's the 411 with movement? And then we're still tracking that impediment of the falling articulated vehicle also by Demuri inwards Mile 12. Vehicles are being diverted through the service lane. So it's a slow one navigating through that corridor. Okay, so if you haven't heard, the Third Milan Bridge fully opened since yesterday. So access on both sides. Right, if you're heading towards the island, you can make use of the bridge. If you're coming from the island, you can make use of the bridge as well. All right, so we're just advising, please drive with care. Do not hit the gears too hard. Like you heard from the Federal Controller Works yesterday, she did say that 80 kilometers per hour is the speed limit on that particular bridge. All right, if you go beyond that, you'll be violating the existing laws, and you might face the consequences of the law. So take note of that as you drive through that end. All right, I guess I'm ready now, and we're ready to talk developments as relates to Lagos. And particularly, we are really connecting with the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. The Honorable Commissioner is here. Mr. Mobolaji Ogunlende is joining me right now in the studios. Nice to have you back. Good morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning, Mr. Victor. How are you doing today?
Very, very good. You're welcome to the second quarter of the year. But just before we proceed, let me just take this little break, and I'll be back to connect. Right then, so Honorable Commissioner, it's nice having you in the studios once again. This, I think the second time you were here before. Was that before Christmas now?
Yes, before Christmas. So let me wish you a happy New Year.
It's not too late, even though we're in the fourth month of the year.
Exactly.
So how are things faring with the ministry? So far, so good.
Well, so far so good. Every day joy. Of course, a lot of moving parts. So many moving parts, but we keep moving with the moving parts, and we're trying to do as much as possible within the short period that we have as a ministry, as a government, as an administration. But you know, we're positive. We're seeing some changes. We're seeing some remarkable strides. The future is bright. We have a lot, to offer. So we're excited, and we're keeping it going.
Right. And that's the very positive posture which you are bringing on board. But, in the reality of things out there, it's not as positive as it is. But I can see you're keeping the spirit and keeping the flag flying. I just wanted to look to your left first off, and talk to me what you see in these studios. The big screen here. What do you make of what we have here, by the way, first off?
We have Lagos at a glance. Yeah, it's what I'll call the Lagos at a glance. Again, like I said earlier on, so many moving parts. As I can see, but I mean, I think it's also ability to see, a lot of things from what I would call a data room here. And again, this is also the effects of technology, which is the future, right? And I think from this standpoint, you have online real-time information of activities going on in Lagos.
Right.
Yeah.
So obviously, you're seeing possibilities.
Possibilities, tenacity, the push. You mentioned hardship, but I mean, when you look at this, you just see people going around their normal business, right? I mean, there's no sign of hardship, but of course, deep down, we know there's hardship. But again, that's the Lagos spirit. Yesterday, Mr. President, once he was hosting a group of people, he said Nigeria's first name is Spirit. The last name is Can Do. So here you can see Spirit Can Do. Yeah.
And that is what is resonating with your ministry as well, especially you have a ministry that connects more with the youths, and the population of the youths, it's very, very huge. So how are you translating this for them to believe that they can do things out there as youths?
Well, I mean, definitely it's not a walk in the park, right? The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And there are many steps to take on this journey. As you're aware, our administration, the agenda of our administration is a Themes Plus agenda, right? And the plus this time around is social inclusion, gender equality, gender equality, and youth engagement, right? And these are three dynamic moving parts. So as a ministry, like I said, we're doing so many things, but case in point, one of the things that we have come to realize is that as a government, as a ministry, if we are trying to do anything meaningful, data is key, right? Which is what drove us to embark on this journey, where we have realized that we keep talking about statistics and numbers. In Lagos, there are 29 million people in Lagos. 60% are youths, and all of that. But when we bring it to reality, this 60%, who are they? Where are they? What do they do? What are they doing? What are they trying to do? So we embarked on this journey. A lot of conversations have been going on, and we eventually pulled the trigger last week when we set out on this journey to say, look, if you're a youth and you're in Lagos, we want to know who you are, right? And then we set out. We want to know who you are for so many reasons. For the government to be able to plan effectively for you as a youth. It's already been captured that the Themes Plus agenda is youth engagement. So if we want to engage the youth and empower them, we need to know who they are, like I said. So we've embarked on this journey. And very simply, if you're a youth and you're in Lagos, we want to know who you are.
Right. So knowing who they are means they have to come and register.
It means you have to come and register, right? There was a lot of controversy, when we started the journey, but it was intentional. Of course, we thought about it. We knew what we were setting up for. And, when we talk about our youths, we are very dynamic, we are very pushful. We ask a lot of questions. So all of this was envisaged. So while some thought we did not know what we were doing, everything had been thought up, and it was intentional. So what we did was we wanted as many people to start the process by coming to the YOURSIDEMIRROR Hall in Alausa. Right. And the intention was, to gather as many of our youths there. You'll be amazed. I've been, for me, when people ask me what I'm trying to do within my 4 years, I say to them is youth engagement, right? And that youth engagement translates to so many things. And in the process of engaging, you'll be surprised that a lot of people don't even know what and where Alausa is, which is what drove this intentional drive to YOURSIDEMIRROR. It gives some people the opportunity to actually come to Alausa. You want to benefit from the government. You want the government to be aware of you, but you don't even know where the government headquarters is. So let's drive as many as possible to Alausa, just to give them that opportunity to even meet the commissioner, meet the permanent secretary, know what Alausa is, know other ministries, and then they'll register. Again, this registration is in partnership with Lastra, right? So we started that drive to bring as many people to Alausa as much as possible. Then, of course, we will decentralize it. Coming to economic hardship, you mentioned, of course, it is almost impossible to bring over 40 million Lagosians to our Adeyemi Bureau. We don't want it to be chaotic. And we know we don't even have the manpower for that. But again, as many as possible to come, and then we decentralize it. Decentralize it meaning, of course, leveraging on technology. Of course, and the manpower we have in the 57 local governments, right? We have LASTRA offices in the 57 local governments. So the intention would be, once we finished this one-week drive, each youth has the ability and opportunity to go to the local government, to go and register at the local government with the LASTRA official. We're in partnership with LASTRA, so they are fully aware of what we're doing. But again, we're also rolling out for the youth to be able to pre-register online as well, and then you will then go to your local government to do your capturing. So it's on twofold, but there's no way you do it without, going to capture your fingerprints and your picture. It's like applying for a passport. Of course, in the last 1 week that we've started, we've seen a lot of rooms for improvement, which of course we're taking on board. We're having emergency meetings every other day just to ensure that whilst we're capturing, we're fine-tuning, some of the processes that we found that have loopholes. Because there are always loopholes, right? But again, nothing is ever perfect. But again, the idea and the intention is we need to know how many youths are there. We found some youths that are saying, I don't have any business with the government. I'm not interested in anything to do with government. Yes, there's a large category of people that fall into this category. However, we're encouraging that even if you don't have any business with the government, we still want to know who you are. As long as you're within the ages of 18 to 35 in Lagos State.
I just about to ask that now. What's the age category? But you just said 18 to 35. But so far so good. This is 1 week. How is the database registering? How is it going? So far so good?
Well, so far so good. We've done 5 days prior to the holiday. The first day we had about 78 people. Of course, it's the first day. It was a Tuesday. After
the holidays.
After the holiday. So, and it's been increasing, since then. We've done 5 days. We have just over 1,000, right? It's less than we thought, right? Because I personally would have expected a lot of people trooping in. But again, if you're in Ekpe or Badagry or Ikorodu, coming all the way down to Alausa in light of the economic hardship, I do, personally understand that. However, the youths within the environs as well. There are youths in Ikeja, youths on Allen Avenue, youths in GRA and all of that. We expected a larger turnout than this, but we would not give up. A lot of advocacy will continue to be done.
All right. So how long is this?
It would not end. It cannot end.
So it's a continuous process.
It would not end. It cannot end because, as you are aware, every single day somebody is leaving the age of 35 to 36. Every day somebody is becoming 18. Every single day, right? So it is going to be ongoing. It's going to be continuous. However, we are also going to ensure that moving forward, any youth that wants to benefit from the ministry or from Lagos State, you must have your LASTRA or have been captured in the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. That's one of the ways that we would ensure, that we capture everybody.
All right. So taking this to another level, Honorable Commissioner. So without doing it physically, of course, you're giving the reasons why you'd have loved this youth to come around. Are there ways we can expand this? Do we have an online registration that people can tap into and get this done from the tap of their fingers?
Yes, of course. I mentioned that earlier. You may have missed it, but yes, there would be a link. A registration link that would be shared. Like I said, we're fine-tuning things every single day as we're doing this. A link will be shared. You'll be able to go to a portal, pre-register, but again, you would need to go to your local government to go to the LASTRA official to do your capturing of your biometrics. That would then help you finish the process. We have to do this because we must leverage on technology. In fact, the first day we put out our notification about this, I received so many calls and messages about why can't we make it online and all of that, but I couldn't really answer. But I just said to everyone, we've thought about it, but we need to have a starting point, which was Adeyemi Bello. But yes, we're rolling out online. Everything is going to be digital. Everybody has an Android, so you pre-register. But like I said, you must be able to go to your local government to finish that registration so that we can effectively capture you.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, connecting with development in Lagos. The YSSD template is our focus this morning, and I'm talking about the Ministry of Youth and Social Development right here in Lagos. The Honorable Commissioner for that ministry is with us, talking about Mr. Mobolaji Ogunlende. A flash update coming in says there's a lifeless body in front of Lafia G, that's in Total Filling Station, by Jendol Supermarket. All right, so it's there, and of course we're hoping that SEMO can help retrieve that body from where it is at that particular location. All right, lifeless body in front of Lafia G besides Total Filling Station by Jendol Supermarket. That's okay, it's at Upcon bus stop, by the way, and attention of SEMO is needed for evacuation. All right, so we've taken note of that one. Those of you making the journey to the island, it's still looking good on the 3rd Melon Bridge, both sides receiving with good vehicular flow, but heading towards Ojota, I understand it's a slow one this morning. If you're coming in from K2 and Mile 12 end, traffic managers there, keep us posted what's happening within that corridor. I would love to hear from you as well. Let's know what's going on. Now, Honorable Commissioner, let's still talk more about this database for the youths in Lagos. What do they stand to gain? What are their benefits if they register with the ministry?
There's a lot to gain if you register. But before we even talk about the gain, let's just even talk about it from the standpoint of a government. For the government to be able to do things, for the government to be able to budget, every year we do a budget as a government. For us to, be able to budget for all of the events and programs that we have, we need to have an idea of the numbers of people we're expecting, the number of people we expect to empower, the number of people we expect to train. To do this, we need these numbers. That's number one. And then number two, we have a lot of programs. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we had about 12 youths that we flew to Finland.
Wow.
Right? We flew them to Finland. They're part of our Ebile Youth Academy. It's a 2-year program which the Lagos State government has been running. Right, a two-year leadership program, and at the end of the leadership program, you get to go abroad for a cultural exchange program. 2 years ago, they went to Spain. Right, this year, when I resumed office, we went to Finland. The idea behind it is for you to be able to benefit from such a program, you must be registered with the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. That's just one example.
All right,
there's a big collaboration or partnership that we're fine-tuning that we're about to go on live. We have a mandate to train and develop over 1 million youths, right, in Lagos. It's big.
That's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. The number is actually more than that. In Nigeria, they're looking at 10 million youths in Nigeria.
Right.
But the conversation I'm having with them is, let us even start with 1 million youths and let's see how realistic this program is. And I can tell you for free, it is going to be big. We're fine-tuning, the working agreements with the company. The company has 87 certified courses that you can take. So you don't even have to be. We have two types of youth, like as I like to call it. We have the formal and the informal, right? So you can fall into any bracket of this formal and informal. Informal in the sense that you may not have graduated in school, you may not have even gone to school, but you can read and write and you want to further develop yourself. Now, what we're looking at in this partnership is to see how we can empower youth, get them jobs. Everything is digital. So to make it simple, a lot of customer services are being done in India today. We're bringing that to Lagos. That's what we're trying to do.
All right, then.
So to do that and to be able to benefit from that, you get employed, you get paid, right? But as we're rolling out, again, one of the criteria will be for you to have registered with LASTRA and the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. So I think by the time a few people see this and they've applied and they are seeing the reality of such an opportunity, then I guess we'll get a larger turnout, and people will then start to appreciate and understand why we are pushing for this database.
Let's take this call. Hello there, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ogunwale.
Traffic manager Ogunwale from Kate.
Yes, go ahead.
Just to update you more about the accident. Okay. For now, transloading is very much still going on at the place of the incident.
Okay.
While we have only service lane and lay-by, we are making use now for the movement of the vehicles now. The truck still occupied the whole main carriageway and affected the service lane. The backlog is just around the interchange now.
Okay.
While our men are there to the need to. I believe in a couple of time, the vehicle will be out of the road.
All right, Ogunwale.
After the traffic is finished.
Ogunwale, can you hear me?
The vehicle is already on ground for the removal of it.
All right, can you hear me?
That is the update at the scene of the accident now.
Hello, Ogunwale, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so one of those that are coming in from K2 inwards or Jota, is there anything that is there? Because from our live cameras, we can see it's also slow too.
Those are coming from interchange towards K2.
No, those that are coming from K2 towards the interchange.
K2 towards my 12.
Towards the interchange.
Oh, towards the interchange, right?
Yes.
Our movement is normal right from my 12. Right from my Yana school. Inward Ilele, Ikosi Junction, we have a moving traffic now. Okay. Likewise from Ikosi, moving towards our fruit market, inward interchange, we are still having the moving traffic for now.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that update. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what is happening. Transloading, he says, is going on within that particular corridor right now. We'll talk about that impediment that has been on ground for quite a while now. All right, 08099120777. I have the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development in the building, and we're talking about developmental issues for youths in the state, especially with the database which the government is really building to ensure that youths that are in Lagos can benefit maximally from government policy. So if you have any question or any contribution for the Honorable Commissioner this morning, feel free to connect with us as well. All right, 0809-912-0777 and 091-5387-7127. All right, so when are we going to be decentralizing all of this to the local governments? You've talked about the fact that you want them to come to Alausa, and that has been on for Tuesday through Friday. When are we expanding the scope to cover the local governments?
The scope is already expanded as it is, and people are still, the youths are still coming to YOURSIDEMIRROR.
Let's take this call. Hello there, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Victor.
Yeah, good morning.
And the Honorable Commissioner, good morning.
Good morning,
Dr. Busari.
Dr. Busari, nice to hear from you.
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner. I like your passion. I can see your zeal, at least. The last time you spoke, I heard what you said. I'm really happy having somebody like you as Commissioner.
Thank you.
In charge of youth ministry in Lagos State. You see, like they say, the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. And the percentage of the population, the youth constitute at least over 30-40% statistically. And every year, universities, colleges of education, polytechnics, they turn out graduates, and the jobs are not there. And that's why I want to commend you for what you are doing. That at least if the youth, if they can be, meaningfully engaged, definitely rate of violence, crime rate, etc., we kind of reduce. And that's why I want to commend you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. It's just words of encouragement. He says Mr. Commissioner is really energetic, and he's saying kudos to what you are doing. Do you have any concerns for the Honorable Commissioner in terms of youth's participation in governance and, of course, with the policies and programs which government is putting out? Feel free to bring that to Mr. Mobolaji Ogunlende this morning. So when are we decentralizing? You say it's already already decentralized?
So we did decentralization. I mean, it's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing exercise. It will never stop, at least for as long as we know. The decentralization is immediate, but what we need to do is roll out the official link. Right, roll out the official link so that people can start enrolling online. But like I said, and we have to communicate with the citizens as well. We have, as we're doing the initial manual process, we have realized some loopholes, right, which we need to plug and fix, which we're trying to do as quickly as possible, which is why we have not stopped the current process. But once the link is ready, we would, roll it out. Of course, radio, the conventional media, social media as well. And I'm sure once, one person gets it, everyone will start to forward it as the case may be. So that will be done hopefully by early next week, once we are done with the holidays. However, the data, the biometrics capturing is ongoing now as we speak. As a youth, 18 to 35, just go to your local government, capture your LASTRA, and they would also point you to how you can start your registration on My SD. It is essential, it is important. We encourage you, we beg you, we ask you, we plead, that you do this just so that we can capture you, even if you don't have, any intention of doing anything with the government. But it will get to a point in time where to do anything in Lagos, you need to have your LASTRA ID. And if you are between ages of 18 to 35, as you are registering for your LASTRA ID, it would automatically direct you to Ministry of Youth and Social Development. We will get there, but of course, we cannot wait till everything is perfect, which is why we needed to start this, no matter how long it takes. Let us just start it and keep it going and keep it moving.
Our caller from Beja is connected with us. Says, good morning, Traffic Radio. Without a stated date to end registration, won't it be taken with levity as there are no ends for registration? All right. So I think it's not very...
Yeah, I get the question. Yes, well, which is why I said, as a youth, if you want to benefit anything, from the government, it will get to a point in time you need to have registered. So even if it's always ongoing and you want to keep procrastinating that you can do it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, it will get to a point in time if you really need to benefit from the government or you need something from the government, then it will prompt you to register. That's number one. And then number two, like I said, with the LASTRA ID, right? This is something that is almost going to become essential to do anything. So we're finding ways to ensure that we encourage and we prompt people to register, which is the reason why it would always be ongoing. We will not capture it, everybody right here, right now. But then again, the program that I mentioned earlier on, which essentially would give about 1 million youths some sort of job and empowerment, right? By the time 10, 15 to 20 start this program, gets the job, starts to get paid, it will open like wildfire. And when I'm then telling you that to get on that program or to get that opportunity, you must register with LASTRA and My SD. You have no choice but to do that because, like the first caller, Dr. Busari said, there are a lot of unemployed youths, and they are all looking for opportunities, and this is an opportunity that we're trying to create and bring to them. But we're only saying to be able to be a part of it, go and register. So I have no doubt once we roll out that program, which I'm excited about, it's never been done. And I'm glad it's happening under this administration, under my watch in the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. So once we do that, it will catch up like wildfire.
All right, we're going to track this from time to time. This is just the first leg of this conversation on radio. But because time not really our friend right now, we have to really begin to take that to the next level. So, Honorable Commissioner, what's the message? And of course, how can more youths tap into this so that they can benefit from what government is bringing on board?
Well, the simple message, is youth between the ages of 18 to 35, try and get connected, because it's only when you're connected that you can stay connected. Right, that's one. Number two, there are a lot of youths doing a lot of significant and remarkable things out there. At least in the last couple of months, I have personally been opportuned to be invited to a few of them. And case in point, and I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Case in point, last week I was in Bariga. Coach Dre, as they like to call him, he swam 11.8 kilometers, the entire Third Mainland Bridge.
Wow.
a youth. You know, he came to my office, he invited me. He didn't ask me, he did not want any financial support. All he needed was encouragement. So I went there, Bariga, and he swam 11.8 kilometers. It took him 2 hours and 33 minutes. Right? To swim. And all he was trying to do is to advocate mental wellness and, you know, a lot of youth committing suicide. So if you are trying to advocate for that, as a commissioner for youth, the least I can do is to be there to cheer you up. Right. That's number one.
Okay.
There's a young lady, Pelumi, that is driving all the way from London to Lagos.
Okay.
She's probably going to arrive tomorrow or the day after. You know, she's been on this journey for over 60 days. Again, another youth, you know, Nigerian, I think Lagosian.
Right.
You know, again, we'll be there to receive her. And lastly, you know, a young man as well, you know, we always seem to forget when we say Ministry of Youth and Social Development, you know, under the social development, we have an agency, LASODA.
Okay.
Which a lot of people tend to forget. We only focus on the youths. But what we're trying to do now is to balance it across, you know, the entire food chain.
Right.
As we're working with the youth, we're also working with our agency and also the other social developmental issues.
Persons living with disability.
And I say that because there was a young guy who was trying to advocate, do some advocacy on autism. Right? Again, in Iyaba Cinema, he was doing a premiere, invited me, I went. These are three classic examples that I'm throwing out. And because I want to use this to encourage our youths, you know, to continue to push and ensure that impossible is nothing. Right? And under this administration, we are leaving no one behind. So come out, embolden yourself, be brave, and just go for it.
All right, we'll leave it to that for now. Honorable Commissioner, because of time constraints, I want to appreciate you for making it through to the studios this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, I've been speaking with Mobolaji Ogunlende. He is the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development right here in Lagos State. We have to go. The program has been produced by Temidayo Anthony. I know that Anita Okiboke also in the building. And how can I forget the Director of Public Affairs for the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Adiola Olabisi. Thank you so much for putting all of this together so that this can come on stream this morning. Our social media unit, Okpayemi Shodunke and Deborah, also your efforts have been appreciated. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. I'll be back shortly. My name is Victor Oteri. I'll be back for the benchmark very soon.